Hey y'all, it's Helen. So today what I want to talk about is my own personal story as to how I became a mental health therapist. I've been really into this behind the scenes video. Today my husband is at work, so I finally get the whole living room to myself, and I thought I'd have a sit down conversation about where I came from and why I choose to do the work that I do. So for those of y'all who don't know me, my name is Helen. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I own a mental health private practice in Los Angeles called The Sincere Practice, where I serve postpartum couples, I provide faith-based counseling, and I serve Asian American women. And for those of you who might not know, I come from an immigrant family. I'm the oldest. And if you know anything about Filipino American families, you know that we're constantly working all the time. And there's a reason for that. My parents came to the country with $700 in their bank account. There was no time to talk about emotions or mental health, nothing like that. And so when I got depression in high school and college, I would act out in these moods, and I had no idea what it was, where it came from. I just thought that something was wrong with me. And so I just kept chugging along. And I read back at some of those journals, and I start to think about how lost I must have felt or did feel thinking about that time, and how I didn't have the guidance at all. And finally, I had this friend, Nelson, tell me that there was free and accessible services, Christian counseling, at a local organization called Balm of Gilead at the time. And so I started going, and the woman every session would pray for me and start to process all of my childhood trauma, the things that I've gone through. And basically, long story short, it led to a complete retransformation of my mindset. I used to have a ton of acne on my face. Somehow it went away. I don't know if it was through therapy or whatever, but I think that I became a lot less stressed. I became a better communicator. I gave people eye contact. I actually had joy again. And that's what people don't tell you, that I was a woman of faith. I was someone who continued to pray, and I believed in God. I still do believe in God. I'm a practicing Christian. But I felt like there was missing context about the benefits of actually reaching out to a counselor. And one of the things that people talk about with God is that He is a great counselor, right? And we have to be able to extend humility to accept help. And there's so much stigma right now, especially amongst Asian Americans. We're some of the least likely to seek out services. And I'm a byproduct of that. When you're fed the model minority myth, the need to have it all together is something that's super common. And I just wanted to share a piece of my story today. I'm thinking about doing more of these living room practices because it's just nice to speak and to learn to speak in a riff-raff way rather than scripting it out. So just something for you to get to know where I came from and how I got into this work. But more to the story later. Bye, y'all.